My final mukbang on YouTube. Oh, fuck. Well, there goes 70% of my content. Well, hello and welcome back to your daily reminder, the series where I remind you just how strange the internet can be. Now, I do need to explain myself because it has been a few days since I last uploaded a video, so for that I am sorry. But you have to understand, okay? I too need a break from speaking about Nikocado Avocado from time to time. And specifically, a break that only lasts 4 days. Yeah. Sorry, Nicholas, mate. But before we get into the shit show, let's start with a bit of a positive story, shall we? So Totally Not Markus, a YouTuber who had over 150 videos taken down from YouTube, which I imagine must have been a pleasant experience. Basically, a company in Japan took down a shit ton of his videos for copyright, even though they were under fair use, because apparently these companies just don't care. And this has been going on for ages. I think we first spoke about it maybe a few months ago. At that time, like, PewDiePie was talking about it as well. This was a big topic, and it's took this long to even get a proper update. But the update, believe it or not, it's actually quite positive. So in this video, Mark goes on to explain he's got a YouTube rep that's been trying to help him out with this. They've been going over to the company in Japan. I believe it's called like Toei. Definitely pronounced that wrong. And they basically just asked for a reason, which I think is quite sensible, you know? Like, why did you take down the videos that I worked on for hours and hours at a time? And this is basically where Toei said, I'm not going to answer your question. I'm not going to speak to you. I'm not going to communicate in the slightest. Instead, I'm just going to ignore the YouTube copyright system and just go through it myself and take down the video however I can.
They instead use their own tools behind YouTube's back to manually claim and block each and every one of the over 150 videos in my catalogue of content.
And this is how they took down the video. They went against the YouTube rules and did it in a way you're not supposed to, which thankfully is kind of the reason why he got his videos back.
But in this instance, Toei broke the rules of YouTube's copyright policy, which made every single one of those copyright claims and blocks that Toei filed against me null and void.
Which I've got to say, it is slightly worrying how fast you can just remove someone's livelihood like that. But because of this, there's a new YouTube rule.
A legal copyright removal has to consider fair use or other copyright exceptions, right? My videos are delivered in English and clearly are targeted to those in the Western world, and so YouTube removed the videos in Japan because, given their limited application of copyright exceptions, Toei might see this as infringing in Japan. However, YouTube felt that the videos could reasonably qualify for a fair use exemption in most of the rest of the world, so the content will remain up everywhere else until or unless Toei can make an argument that it would not qualify for copyright exemption in other territories.
And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but YouTube has done something good. So now if your video gets copyrighted by a person or company in a certain country where the fair use rules are different, it may get removed in that country and it may not be visible, but the countries that do have fair use in the way that we have explained on YouTube and many times in the past, it will stay up. Which, yet again, I can't believe they've done something good. So you know what, round of applause YouTube, credit where credit's due. It's not very often we get a good update, which does mean that we are probably destined to get a bad one next time, so that'll be fun. But speaking of bad updates, you can imagine how excited I was when I found out that Jake Paul released a new hit music video, which was a diss track on the UFC president Dana White.
Now everybody from the UFC, put your motherfucking hands up and follow me.
Ah yes, because what is better than Jake Paul releasing a new song than Jake Paul releasing a new song in the style of Eminem? You know? That's what I was hoping for.
Fuck Dana White, fuck Dana, fuck Dana White.
Good to see you're a lyrical mastermind as ever, Jake.
First of all, Masvidal, you ain't rich. 50 fights for 5 mil, that ain't shit.
I mean, I get it, okay? The UFC fighters are underpaid compared to a lot of other athletes and they put their bodies on the line each and every time they get in the cage. I understand that, okay? But if Masvidal ain't rich, then what the fuck am I? I'm not even sure if I'd class as a functional human if Masvidal isn't rich. So maybe can we change that a little bit? Maybe he's not as rich, okay? Because I want to feel some value, Jake.
All gas like propane. Dana, won't you lay off all that cocaine?
Oh, there it is, the classic Dana White, you do cocaine line. Yes, that, you told him, Jake. I mean, if you listen closely enough, you can hear millions of MMA fans across the world saying that they're no longer going to tune into UFC events because Dana White does a bit of cocaine. I mean, I've got to say, for me personally, it's absolutely ruined my day. But what's one of the topics of having days ruined? Cathie McBroom and the Ace family have probably had a few of them recently. So if you aren't already aware, the Ace family have probably about 13 different lawsuits against them right now. They all seem to have been amassed to allege like $100 million, which, according to Jake Paul, probably wouldn't even be that much. But we've got an update from one of these lawsuits recently where it seems like Cathie McBroom is going to have to pay upwards of $700,000.
So in this case, 1212 Gateway has been ordered to pay 360 Sourcing Group the sum of $763,011.46, which is over $43,189 more than their original outstanding balance of $719,822.
Yeah, that can't exactly be ideal, can it? Now, Fleur goes on to explain in this video that this is going to be paid in installments of like $150,000, which yet again is quite a bit, isn't it?
1212 Gateway is being asked to repay the total amount in a series of set forth installments. This includes $150,000 upon execution of the stipulation, and the remaining $613,000 to be paid in equal monthly installments of $50,000.
Yeah, I've got to be honest, I feel like crying whenever I see like a £50 bill come out of my bank account, so I can't imagine that would be a good feeling. And now moving on to the penultimate topic, okay? We're going to be talking a little bit about crypto. Now, I do realise that me coming onto a video and saying that a YouTuber scam people using crypto isn't exactly like a new story at this point. But this one just blew my mind because the YouTuber in question just doesn't seem to care. Now, Coffeezilla uploaded this video called "This Famous Live Streamer Stole $500,000 from His Fans," and it's talking about Ice Poseidon, which is someone that I was kind of briefly aware of before this. And in this video, Coffeezilla is doing a bit of an investigation on a coin that Ice Poseidon brought out, which, shock horror, he ended up scamming people out of money with, eh? We've never seen that before.
Looks like the coin got rugged. You know anything about that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, not rugged, but I mean...
Well, someone pulled all the liquidity out. That's a rug, right?
That would be a rug, yes. But there is still liquidity in there.
40K got left and 300K got ripped out. That's your investors' money, and it should be their decision what they do with it.
Okay, I mean, that's a fair point.
This whole interview is so bizarre. He goes on to basically say, I didn't really do anything wrong. I can see why it might be a bit dodgy. It's a bit unfortunate people are going to lose money. But at the end of the day, you got to look out for yourself.
Get you to return the money because it's 100% still available and you could do that. So that's what I'm not understanding is I want to get to that point. I don't think we're going to get there.
If you want the answer, yeah, I could give the money back. It is within my power. But I'm going to look out for myself and not do that. I don't like know what else to say. That's just the most honest answer.
Yeah, little opinion from MARKIE that nobody asked for. Don't trust YouTuber crypto coins. They don't exactly seem to ever end well. But if we're moving on to the last topic, we're going to talk about Nikocado Avocado, who has been pretty active since I last made a video on him. I mean, he even went outside in a video, which is mental. I mean, I'm literally saying that they come from my own home in front of a green screen, to be fair, so, well done, Nikocado. You've done more than me recently. But he's also made other videos like this one here, which I can only describe as softcore porn at that point. But also his most recent one, which is what we're going to talk about right now, which is his final mukbang on YouTube. Now, there's a few points of this video that I do want to talk about. I mean, first of all, I checked the description and he does literally say, I'm quitting mukbangs and deleting my channel. I mean, is that realistically true? Probably not. I mean, the reason why I would suggest that it probably isn't true is because the video quite literally ended like this.
Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
But Nicholas, I thought it was your final mukbang. But one thing I will say, I was watching this video, and this is the most, how do I put this in a nice way? The most tolerable Nikocado Avocado video. I mean, he quite literally just talks out of character.
Everyone's been doing it for years. You'd think it would get old, it doesn't. My main channel, I do noodles every single time over there because it's what people want.
And I've got to be honest, I quite like this side of him. He basically just talks in his video as if he's talking to a friend and even says, I hope that you might be eating with me if you're not eating with anybody and you want someone to like almost speak to, kind of, in a weird way. And I mean, he's so out of character that he even farts halfway through and he doesn't even say brace.
This is incredible.
Are we just gonna pretend like that didn't happen then? Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm not even surprised anymore. But yeah, a bit of a weird title, description, and even the pinned comment says, will anybody actually miss me? Is he actually going to take a break? Is this going to be his last mukbang? I'd probably lean towards no. But to reference what you did say in the description, Nikocado, please don't delete your channel, because if you did, MARKIE wouldn't have 80% of his content. And we don't want that, do we? But yeah, either way, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please do leave a like down below. Subscribe if you are new. Also, if you want to give me suggestions of videos to do in the future and topics to talk about, the best way to do that is on my Instagram. It's @MARKIE. It's linked in the description. And I guess until the next video, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.